Imagine you open your eyes this morning, checking your phone as you do every day, and suddenly you freeze. Your bank account shows a number unlike any you've ever seen before. $1 billion. Not a million that could change your life, but a whole billion. A number so large you can't even count the zeros on your fingers. A seemingly simple question. How long would it take you to finish this amount? A week? A month? A year at most, right? The truth we'll discover together in the next few minutes will completely change your understanding of what a billion means. Why can't our minds comprehend a billion? The problem isn't with the math. The problem is with your human mind itself. Our brains evolved over thousands of years to deal with small numbers. The number of people in a tribe, the number of sheep, the number of hunting days. They were never designed to imagine differences on the scale of billions. Take this simple example. If I asked you to count from 1 to 1,000,000 at a rate of 1 digit per second, without stopping, without sleeping, it would take you about 11.5 days. Now, if I asked you to count to 1,000,000,000 at the same rate, it would take you about 31 years and 2 months. Count continuously, day and night, without a single break. This means that the distance between 1,000,000 and 1,000,000,000 isn't just 1,000 times bigger, as it appears on paper. It's the distance between a 2-week vacation and almost a lifetime. Now imagine that you're not just counting, you're actually spending. First attempt. The ordinary life of luxury. Let's start our thought experiment realistically. Let's assume you're living the typical life of the wealthy people we see on Instagram. Every morning you wake up in a luxurious hotel suite. You order breakfast from the most expensive restaurant in town. You rent a sports car for the day. You buy a watch, a handbag, or a pair of designer shoes. On average, you spend about $10,000 a day. Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? Most people don't earn that much in a whole month. But let's do the math. $1 billion divided by $10,000 a day equals 100,000 days. In years, that's over 273 years. In other words, if someone had started spending at this rate during the French Revolution in 1789, they still wouldn't have reached $1 billion today. Level up. The ultra-elite life. Okay, maybe $10,000 a day isn't enough. Let's raise the bar drastically. Now you live like the ultra-rich. Every day you buy a brand new sports car. You charter a yacht for a mini weekend. You acquire a rare Swiss watch. You book a private jet to a random destination just to experience the atmosphere. Your total daily spending, $100,000. That's equivalent to an average employee's entire annual salary, spent in one day. The math. $1 billion divided by $100,000 a day equals 10,000 days. That's roughly 27 years and 4 months. In other words, a child born today who started spending from the moment they were born would reach retirement age and still have money left over to spend. When you buy assets, not experiences. So, what if we completely abandoned logic? What if you decided to spend $1 million every single day? At this level, you're no longer just buying luxurious experiences. You're buying massive assets, an entire mansion every few days, a rare painting from Christie's auction, a stake in a sports team, or even a small private island. The math here, $1 billion divided by $1 million per day equals just 1,000 days. That's roughly 2 years and 9 months. For the first time in our experiment, the number becomes relatively fair, and that's precisely what reveals the following astonishing truth. Even spending $1 million a day, a rate of spending beyond the imagination of 99.9% of the world's population, you would need almost 3 full years to get rid of just $1 billion. And now remember, some of the world's richest people have not just $1 billion, but tens of billions. The real secret. Why don't the rich try to spend their fortunes? Herein lies a secret that most people don't understand about the real world of billionaires. Billionaires don't try to spend their money because they simply can't keep up with its growth. Take a simple example. If someone has $1 billion and invests it at a relatively modest annual return of just 7%, a common rate of return in financial markets, their wealth will grow by $70 million a year, or about $192,000 a day, automatically, without any effort. In other words, even someone who spends $100,000 a day on cars, yachts, and trips, their total wealth may never decrease because their investments generate money faster than they can spend it. This is the real reason behind the strategy of the wealthy. Instead of spending, they buy what generates more money. Shares in startups and giant corporations, income-generating real estate stocks and bonds, art, and rare works that appreciate in value over time. And that's how wealth transforms from a fixed number into a self-perpetuating machine. Now, let's apply all of this to your own reality. Let's say you're an average employee with a median annual salary of $50,000, and you decide to save every penny you earn without spending anything on food, housing, or any other need. Practically impossible. But let's assume it for the sake of the experiment. The calculation, $1 billion divided by $50,000 annually equals 20,000 years. 20,000 years of total saving without spending a single penny, just to reach what some people have today as a starting point for their wealth. For comparison, human writing itself is only about 5,000 years old. That means you would need a period of time equivalent to 4 times the age of the entire written civilization, just to accumulate a single number that thousands of people around the world possess today. So what can we learn from all this? $1 billion isn't just a large number added to a bank account. It's a completely different level of economic existence, unlike anything our minds are used to. It's the difference between a life measured by a monthly salary and a life measured by relentless investment growth. That's why, the next time you hear about billionaires who get richer every year despite their enormous spending, you'll understand the real reason. Now, I want to hear your opinion. If you woke up tomorrow and found $1 billion in your account, provided you spent it all, what would you start with? Write your answer in the comments and share with me. Do you think you could actually spend it? Or would you discover, like we did today, that $1 billion is too big to conquer?
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and like the video.